How we doing, everyone? Thanks for joining me for this video. Quite a lot of you now have asked me, why do you always use rig tubing? Why don't you ever use a lead core leader or a lead free leader, something like that? So I thought, you know what, let's make a video and explain it. I have nothing against lead core leaders or lead free leaders, so let's just get that straight before I start this. I just don't like them. The reason I don't like them is, I'm going to explain and then just go with it and see if you agree, disagree. So I use this stuff a lot. You'll see on pretty much all my vlogs, you'll see dark matter tungsten tubing. It doesn't have to be that, it can be any rig tubing. It doesn't matter whose brand it is, but I use rig tubing. The reason I use this is, setting up rig tubing, imagine this is your main line, you thread it through the top, comes out the other end, and then you tie either your swivel or you tie a lead direct and you slide a sleeve over it. But basically from the reel to my lead setup, there is one knot. So one weak point in that setup that can let me down. So let's move on to the lead core leader. I've actually had to go and buy a lead core leader because I don't own any. So I've actually bought this to make this video because that's how often I don't use it. It's zero. I never use it. The reason I don't ever use it is, you'll see this end of the lead core leader, there's a splice. This end of the leader, there's a splice. So there's two splices. That's completely normal. That's how they're meant to be. So main line comes down. This end, you tie your main line to the splice, okay? So now I've got a knot, which is a weak point, tied to a splice, which is another weak point. So there's already two. There's already twice the amount of weak points in this, which there is to that, and I haven't even got a lead on it yet. So then we come down to this end, okay? It can be whatever setup you have. It can be a swivel that you loop to loop on, or you splice on yourself. It can be a lead that you've spliced on that you set up as a helicopter style. It can be one of the heli-safe things for chod fishing or helicopter fishing in silt, whatever, it doesn't matter. But this end again is your third weak point. So from your reel getting down to your lead, you now have 3 weak points that could let you down in your setup, whereas rig tubing you have 1. So that is why I use it. That is the main reason I don't use it, is because I just feel I'm weakening my setup for no reason. I don't think you get any more value from a lead core leader than rig tubing. I don't really see it serves any other purpose. The tungsten stuff, all companies do it now, is equally as heavy as this stuff, if not heavier. I know a lot of old school anglers, they love lead core. Like I say, I've got no objections against it. I just don't use it for that reason, that I feel I'm weakening my setup. And also when you kind of hear stories of fish getting caught that's been tethered, or people have had to go out and rescue tethered fish, a lot of the times, not all the time, a lot of the times they'll be trailing a lead core leader because the fish, they can't get rid of it. You know, it just doesn't go. Because this is spliced either to the swivel or to the lead that's still stuck and it's not ejected, it's dragging a lead core leader around with it. Whereas the rig tubing, it does slide off and down the main line and gone. So if you're left with that, it's got just a bit of main line it's dragging, which is a lot easier to deal with, you know, and a lot safer. Whereas this stuff, drag a meter of that around, yeah, it's just what you hear a lot of over the years of fishing. So that is my reason, people, really. Like I say, no objections with this stuff at all. If you use it, fair play to you. The only reason I don't use it is because of how I've mentioned the weaker points, and it seems to get lost a lot more. Because I've noticed when you tighten a knot down on the top of this, unless you really tighten that properly, and I mean you have to be proper at tying knots, there is a small element of compression in the knot because this can compress on the force. Sometimes you hear people crack off and it's cracked off at the top of the leader. That is also again why, because it's a weak point. But from me, that's it really. Like I say, not slagging the lead core leader off, so I don't think I am, because I'm not. I'm just explaining why I use rig tubing instead of lead core or lead free leaders. So hopefully that answers the question. Maybe gives you something to think about in your own fishing, who knows. But from me, again, thanks for watching. Hope it was helpful or some kind of useful information in this, and it answers the question that quite a lot of you have asked. So until next time, take it easy.